Hi, so thanks for coming on, Riccardo, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm excited to be maybe third today.
First today, but
First
yeah,
today,
there will
right.
be a few more.
Right.
So, let's start by, hearing about, who you are and what your company is.
Well, I guess not to make it like a whole long length because I'm not that old, but I have quite a bit of a history.
Uh-huh.
But well, my name is Riccardo, as you said. I am originally from Italy. I moved to Canada about now it's almost 9 years. No, yeah, almost 9 years.
Uh-huh.
It's coming up 9 years, and so it's quite a long time. I had to settle here in Edmonton, learn the language, all of that fun stuff, and
Yeah.
my dad was born here in Canada, so I had the dual citizenship. It was easy for me to come over and come and check out how it was here.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in Italy, and then that's where I did my studies initially, and I got a master's degree in piano. So I studied a lot of piano. Started when I was 5 years old, and then just went all the way through, like when I got my master's, and I was 22, and I graduated, and then 23. Let's go to Canada. Okay, It's just like, what do I think
Why
about
not?
it, right? I didn't know English or whatever, so it was kind of a challenge. But the biggest challenge came a few years in my staying in Edmonton because I suffered a spinal cord injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to compact everything here to not make it like a 1 hour long just about what happened.
Yeah.
But so 2017 I arrived in Edmonton. Started a master's in forestry here at the U of A, which then I finished a few years later. But in between that, in 2019 I suffered a spinal cord injury. So at basically right below my chest, I had bleeding.
Mm-hmm. So like T5?
T6.
T6, yeah.
So yeah, T5, T6. So overnight, something called cavernoma bled inside my spinal cord. So I was sleeping. I went to sleep. I was 25, right?
Yeah.
Healthy, doing good, doing great, doing my master's, working. I was teaching piano here.
Yeah.
Thank God music is universal. So even if my language was terrible, I could explain with music.
Yes.
Right? So just overnight, at 25-year-old, you're feeling invincible, you're healthy, you don't think about it, you just go to sleep and you wake up paralyzed. So that fucked me up.
Wow, yeah.
It's just like, holy shit, what I'm gonna do now? I don't know what's gonna be next. So my master's in forestry got on leave, on hold. My piano, I don't know what I could do. Working with plants would have been like, I don't know, now I use a wheelchair, right? And I'm not sure about that. And I have to play the piano. How am I gonna do that? Yes, my hands are still working, but for all of those that know what playing the piano means is also, first of all, it's your entire body involved, but you have foot pedals. And especially the right pedal on the piano, it's called the resonance pedal or damper pedal. It's extremely important for playing music, like especially classical music, as it was my background, but every genre. 80% of the music, I would say, just summarize it, maybe roughly or whatever, requires the use of sustain pedal. So once you're paralyzed, you no longer have leg function, you can no longer access the piano pedals, which precludes you to explore and access the full potential of the piano or the skills that I acquired until that point in my life. Because as I said, I studied piano, right? I got a master's in piano, was part of my identity, who I was, right? That being said, I was right off my injury. This was April 2019. Was looking online for a solution, so there must be somebody. I didn't know anything about disability, spinal cord injury. I didn't know neurological damage or whatever. You don't think about it. Never been to the hospital till that day, right? So whatever, I didn't know what the whole life would have been, but also this piece of missing and kind of losing my piano was a huge part of the consequence for my spinal cord injury. Now, I was looking online for a solution, and to my great surprise, I found nothing. So there was nothing out there that somebody could just simply buy to find a way to action the piano pedals, despite lower limb dysfunction or for whatever reason, even if you're an amputee or whatever it is,
Exactly.
you
There's
don't have
nothing.
legs, you don't have feet, you cannot press the pedals. Period. There was nothing out there. So I guess about a year in, I decided, fuck this, I'm gonna do something about it. So that's where the idea for Resonate was born, and that's which is Resonate is this device in this company that now we are starting to basically produce this device that is now able to is allowing people with a disability and lower limb dysfunction to press the piano pedal through a mouth splinter.
Okay.
So this device, which we call Resonate,
Yes.
the company's Resonate Adaptive, is now out there available for purchase. This unit that aligns on the piano, on the resonance pedal,
Yes.
on the top of the piano pedal, and basically by biting on this bite switch, you're able to action the piano pedal. There's quite a few components. It sounds as easy as a lever pressing a pedal, but to make it so that is adjusted and designed for the use that they do, there's quite a bit of complications that comes with it.
Yeah, well, because the damper pedal, it's not just on or off. There is a whole gradient of how hard you press it, how long you press it, so it has to be very dynamic.
It's very dynamic.
Yes.
That's not even the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Currently, we are designing it for just on-off function. The device itself is, suited and designed for that functionality as well. The input system is not yet there. We are just developing that now.
Yeah.
So the input system for now is just on-off.
Yes.
Even though the device is capable of doing range of motion, so do half pedal.
Yes.
If needed, right? But that being said, that's not even the biggest issue. That's actually a pretty simple issue to solve.
Oh, yeah.
Once you have a pressure-sensitive bite switch, it's just basically a coding issue that it's pretty simple. You just need to change the code inside the brain, which is inside the unit. Once you've changed the code, so to receive the input for range of motion, then basically the pedal would just adjust based on the pressure. But that's also quite an advanced function of the resonance pedal.
Yes.
Which most people would probably start just using it on off anyways.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's already like that's the 0 to 1 from I can't use a pedal and the music won't flow the same, and now
correct.
it flows.
And that works, right? And you need to maintain that harmony, and if you want to expand the music, it becomes very important. But for the the sustain, the half pedal, it would be a much more advanced use of it. Like it's not until you're 4 or 5 years in actually practicing studying the piano, you don't actually use the half pedal. So
I played piano from age 5 or 6 as well, less intensity, but I don't think I ever needed to use a half pedal. It was always on and off, and I played till I was 17.
That's what you're 90% of the time you use.
Exactly.
And then you have half pedal in certain situations, Beethoven or whatever you play, but it's more advanced kind of use, but still it's just good to have the option of having it. But I guess the reason why I'm doing this is because I have been through the pain of just suffering a spinal cord injury, losing all of that, finding nothing out there, having to struggle for years to build something that worked. Because it's not just building something, it's something that works.
Yes.
So you need to have an idea, find people that are actually capable of, have the skill set, engineers that are willing to build it, find the funds, money to build it, make sure that it works, and then that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So now we are manufacturing for all of those who needs it out there.
Exactly.
So I guess, the why is to make the world a little more, and music more accessible to all, and I understand the pain point of that. So that's
that makes sense.
Why I'm doing it, right?
Yeah, it's a personal experience, really, right? There was something you wanted, it was not there, and you realize that it's not just you out there, there are others who could also benefit from this, right?
We receive every week inquiries from everywhere in the world from people like in similar situation or different stories coming in that are heartbreaking or they really resonate with me, and that it's just like cool. This is as I was just telling you earlier, I just had a meeting with this guy from South America 2 days ago. Was it yesterday? Well, whatever.
It's been a long week.
Recently. And we were just
Mm.
chatting, and he's just pre-ordered a unit,
Nice.
and it just makes me so happy. It just gives me so much purpose to see that I can help this guy that is in my same exact situation, and he's now like, he was thanking me. It was like, it was emotional for both of us. For me being able to sell it to him, for him being able to buy one unit. It's just it was just a good, I don't know, unique sales experience, I would say, because I've done sales, but that was a unique, very much involved sales experience, which is the right way of doing it, I guess, because I kind of care, right?
Exactly.
For real. So,
and I think it's very cool. It's like you don't have to convince people so much. It's like if you need it, and if there isn't anything that exists, and suddenly there is a solution to this very specific problem that you have to deal with.
Yeah, you never convince people. When you sell, you never want to convince people. You just want to make sure that you're able to solve an issue for them.
Exactly.
Genuinely, if you don't do that, then you probably should not sell anything. You want to sell if it's actually helping somebody, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
but for sure. And this really fits that. So I'm really involved emotionally with that.
That makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And then otherwise, so you said that you bite on a lever in your mouth. Yeah. And then, so what happens from there? So there's a signal to, you said, with the brain. What does this machine look like?
So this machine looks like there's a box. There's 3 buttons. We make it very intuitive to action. And so you set up, you align these levers. There's this box, there's a lever, and there's 3 buttons. You power it to the outlet, and then you align this lever on the sustain pedal, on the right pedal on the piano.
Yeah.
And then you set it up so that basically the lever is capable of, understanding where's the top and the bottom of the motion.
Yeah.
For the pedal. And then once you're set it up, you plug in a 3.5 millimeters jack into an input system, and then there's this bite switch that goes into your mouth. As you bite, the lever pushes down the pedal. As you release, that goes up. So it's that simple as that. We had to make sure that it's a portable unit, because you want to make it universal for any piano.
Exactly.
And also being able for any pianist or any student to take it with them in any situation. Pianists don't have the luxury like violin or guitarists to just carry around their own instrument. Wherever room you go, you need to bring you need to adjust to the piano that you have. You cannot bring your piano that you use at home, right? So you need to be able to take and bring the device with you. So it needs to be portable. It needs to be universal, working in any piano. So it cannot be custom built for your specific piano at home, because then what if you have a rehearsal, or what if you have a student recital at the end of the year and you're performing on stage at the school? How would that work? Right? So you need to be able to carry that around with you, and you need to be able to work with every single piano. So that's also the adjustability of the device. It needs to be quiet enough.
Exactly.
Right? And then that's what is inside is kind of technical. I would not know it. I know a little bit. I've kind of learned through this process of working with engineers and absorbing by osmosis by them, but I'm not an engineer.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Right? So I would not be competent in saying.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And who has been responsible for putting it together?
Well, there's this great guy called Steve, is the other co-founder.
Yes.
We work on it together. Is basically a rocket scientist. It's funny to say. I always say that he works for this company right out of Sherwood Park, and they create, so they invent new devices, robotics and stuff. And their clients are such as NASA, SpaceX, etc. Yes. So they're actually rocket scientists.
Yes.
So his team and him, they worked on building this unit. So it's quite complicated to achieve the speed, the flexibility, the being quiet, because it's music, so you need to make it sure that it's silent.
Exactly.
The speed of the action and the force of it, because some pianos have up to 15 pounds of force to press a piano pedal when you go on a grand piano. So all these elements, needed a rocket scientist, and I like to say that. But
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then, so there's you. There's the rocket scientist. Is it the two of you? Are there more people, or is it just?
It's mainly two of us in the shareholding and whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of people helping around, like from some people supporting for IT. There is the ICE Incubator helping out. There is people from the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital that has been supporting as we've been partnering or kind of finding a way for us to just that's their avenue. They do rehabilitation hospitals, so they're they welcomed me to perform at their gala back in April.
Nice.
So I did a performance there.
And you used the machine,
I used the Resonate on stage, and I did a little speech. So
cool.
I kind of exposed this, and then they're now supporting in putting some funds for IP or patenting and supporting in assembling. Nice. As we get the units, they're putting some resources. So in these ways, like we have a lot of partnership around, and but as for now, as a startup, is just we are getting the first few units and the first batch of the product ready for shipping, and we have a few clients already that pre-bought the units. And so we're looking forward to actually have the units completed and shipped to these people.
Nice. And when did you start developing? So if you're at shipping point now, when did you start the development process?
I started, so the thought came a year after my injury. So 2019 I got injured, 2020 COVID, all that stuff. And they said, well, whatever, I want to do something. So that was the idea. From there to actually finding a way to build a prototype to probably a year and a half. We built the first prototype. It sucked. It was terrible.
Hey, we all start somewhere.
Start there. We tried. It was very loud. It was a completely different approach to it, and it was not really working, but it was a proof of concept.
Yes.
Of whatever we were trying to achieve. From there, I did a few things with that, but was not really usable. So then we moved on to let's make a new one. And then I was involved in a few TV shows, so we started to gain a little bit of somewhat public image.
Locally famous, or just globally famous?
Well, not globally, but we did more like on a CBC Prime network. I was one of the cast members, and there was, it was showcased the device, me as a musician with a disability. So we started to get some traction, and there was a website at that point that we built around Resonate. So a lot of inquiries was coming in from all this exposure from, national, Prime Network, CBC kind of, show, other stuff on the same, marketing side, if you want, right? And exposure that kind. So I went back to Steve and told, hey, Steve, look, this is happening. Why don't we try to, develop something? We were already thinking of making something more. I was looking for money to, hey, Steve, here, I have this cash. Can we make a new one? So we were working on that, and then I also approached him, hey, why don't we actually try to make it so as a business?
Yeah.
It could actually work. Something is building behind. There's some marketing. I already built the logo. I was building the website. So everything I was piecing it together. So then I was able to tell, hey, Steve, look, I've done all these. It kind of starting to work. I see something that could work. Why don't we just talk about it? So he was happy to, why not? It was slowly kind of seeing some potential there. So we partnered. And then from around, before that, and then by the time we built the second prototype, which is the one I'm currently using, which works great.
Yeah.
Different approach, as I said, but has all the elements that needs to be a working prototype.
Yeah.
We finished that. Now it's close to 2 years.
Okay.
When I first got the functioning prototype, I've done quite a few things with that.
Yes.
And then we finally got to a point that now we are receiving components to assemble the first batch of products.
Nice. So where will you assemble them, here or somewhere
We have
else?
a facility just out of Sherwood Park.
Nice. So that's cool that you can do it locally. Then you can actually
It's made in Canada. It's made in Canada, It's made in Canada.
Nice. So tell me, in terms of the big picture,
Yeah.
You keep on building your product, more of them and better versions and to more people. What do you want to see in the grand scheme of things?
So, first of all, we all want to do something that we feel moved, that moves us, that, gives us some purpose, and so that we have the right energy and the right mind space and heart in the right place to actually do something to help people. This is quite a niche product for a niche type of client, if you want, or a niche kind of need. But, you know, as a big picture on why and what I think you would bring to the world is like, you know, lots of stuff happening in the world are very important.
Yes.
That are, you know, you want to, you know, feed people that are in the third world. You want to, people try to bring us to Mars, or, you know, there's all sorts of things that are, you know, very important and crazy and, you know, very cutting edge. And sometimes we all need to be reminded that we're humans and connect to our, you know, inner core emotions and what's better than art. So, you know, music is my medium, and, you know, I happen to end up with a disability. So allowing anybody, regardless of their level of function, to be able to, you know, express through music, it's something that I think would bring extra value to the world. And, you know, seeing that human can, despite this is crazy, like having a disability, a spinal cord injury, it's nuts that we as human beings I'm surviving. Like it's crazy that nowadays I'm surviving, and not only I'm thriving, and I can contribute to society and can help.
Yeah.
So the more people we can get to contribute, regardless of the ability, of course not by sucking resources from society, but be able to contribute as well.
Yes.
If you have a kid, a 10-year-old with a disability that has the potential of playing the piano cut off just because he's using a wheelchair, that's heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
I was 10-year-old and really dreaming of becoming a musician, seeing these like world-class pianists performing on stage and closing my eyes and picturing them, imagining being one of those and being there on stage and performing, and understanding that there might be a 10-year-old wheelchair for whatever is the reason, having their dreams cut off or broken because they have a disability and they don't have a device, and they don't have a music school that has a device where they can go and say, oh wow, okay, there's somebody, there's Riccardo, that guy is doing it, and oh look, there's this school that has a Resonate. So I might just roll in and just enroll for a music class and do piano and learn and become the next world-class pianist. Despite there's a few examples of disabled musicians that are world-class, and it's just beautiful. You know, it's just wonderful whatever they share with the world, and we all need to be reminded that we are humans.
Yeah. So very well said. Yeah. Otherwise, no, that's everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
buddy.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
This was really interesting, and all the best as you keep on working on
Thank
it. And you know, we can't wait to see you on CBC again.
Amazing. Yeah. Great.